Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about the clash at the Coliseum, not only for the Cup Series, but also for the Mexico Series. But before we get into it, let's first talk about Daytona Speed Week, I should probably say. That'll be the start of the 2024 season for Cup, Xfinity, Trucks, and the ARCA Minor Series. So Wednesday, February 14th at 8:15 p.m. will be Daytona 500 qualifying for the Cup Series. That'll be on FS1, MRM, and SiriusXM. Thursday, February 15th at 4:05 p.m. will be the Arkham Knight Series practice. That will not be on TV. 5:05 p.m. will be the Truck Series for practice. That'll be on FS1. 7 p.m. will be the Cup Series Dual 1 race. That'll be on FS1, Amaran, and SiriusXM. And also on the same TV networks. And approximately around 8:45 p.m. will be the second dual race. Friday, February 16th at 1:30 p.m. will be the Arkham Knight Series qualifying. That will not be on TV. At 3 p.m. Eastern, though, will be the Truck Series qualifying. That'll be on FS1 and MRM. And also, as well, at 4:35 p.m. will be practice for the Xfinity Series. And also, 5:35 will be practice for the Cup Series. At 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time will be the Truck Series race for the running of the Fresh from Florida 250. That'll be on FS1, MRM, and SiriusXM. Saturday, February 17th will be the final practice at 10:30 a.m. for the Cup Series. It will be on FS1 and MRN. At 11:30 a.m. on the exact same channels for qualifying. At 11:30 a.m. will be the Xfinity Series qualifying session. Now 1:30 p.m. will be the Arkham Knight Series race on the exact same TV networks. That'll be for the running of the Daytona ARCA 200. Now at 5 p.m. Eastern Time will be the Xfinity Series race for the running of the United Rentals 300. That'll be on FS1, MRN, and SiriusXM. Now, Sunday, February 18th will be the big day. At 2:30 p.m. will be the NASCAR Cup Series Daytona 500 on Fox, MRN, and SiriusXM. So, with that out of the way, let's now talk about the Mexico Series. And the winner of the Mexico Series at the LA Coliseum is, I guess, quite fittingly, Daniel Suarez. And then we have Santiago Tovar, Alex Alba, Virgilio Lopez, Jacob Cosillo, Eloy Sebastian, Xavi Razo, Andres Perez de Lara, Max Gutierrez, and Enrique Baca ran out of top 10. Then Julio Rejon, Ruben Ravello, Rodrigo Rejon, Victor Barras, Marco Marin, Ruben Garcia, Abraham Calderaro, Calderadon, there we go. Reina Savant, Andric Dimayuga, and then two outdrivers includes Jorge De La Parra and Jorge Gotes. So I also want to say I apologize if I mispronounce any of these names. It's really difficult for me. So let's first talk about actually our reigning champion over in Mexico, that being Salvador de Alba. He actually crashed out in practice, so he was actually supposed to be partaking in this race, but the damage was too severe, so he couldn't actually race. So I do feel bad for Salvador. So that's pretty unlucky there. Now, let's now talk about, I guess, the top drivers. I mean, I guess like one of them is definitely Perez. Definitely him. I think he was definitely up there as one of the best. He was in the top 10. That is the number one, that being Andres Perez de Lara. So that's who I'm talking about Perez. He actually got spun out by Jorge De La Parra. I'm so sorry about my mispronunciation. But to be fair, though, Andreas Perez, he actually did pretty well in this race, in my opinion. I think he might have did some ARCA racing, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, and he was actually pretty good. I'm pretty sure he came second or something. He was really good there. So I hope Perez at least gets maybe a truck series start, I think, or maybe even ARCA as well. But he's a really good driver, so I expect him to definitely be where Suarez is at some point in the future. Another one as well, that being Xavi Razo. He spun out, got hit by Perez once again. I don't know why it's always Perez, but he's always there in like the wrong times. I think that actually caused this actually caused some pretty late yellows. I'll be honest. This race, I'll say this, it was a lot more cleaner than the Cup Series. Like, yes, there was obviously like sheet metals being bent up and other stuff, but it wasn't as chaotic. This was actually a great race. So feel free to watch it. I don't know if it's going to be any highlights. I'll be honest, but it's a great racing. It was great. It was mainly actually between these two 16 to 17 drivers that have been Ruben Garcia and Abraham Calderon. So it's definitely those two, which were basically the dominant cars in the field. I mean, I think these two probably had like the most laps led combined out of everyone else. So those two were definitely going at it. However, both of them actually had tire problems, and both of them was from restarts, and both of them were starting on the front row. Coincidence? I think not. So it really sucks for both of them. I think both of these drivers definitely deserve to have a chance, maybe either in ARCA or in the Truck Series, or even in the Xfinity Series. I know about Max Gutierrez, he was in the Truck Series, I'm pretty sure. I think Andreas Perez, like I mentioned before, he was in ARCA. And also Jorge Gotes, he was actually, I'm pretty sure he was like the pulse, I'm pretty sure, for like the first Mexico City race, when back then it was called the Nationwide Series, but I might be wrong. All I'll say is that he has actually competed in like the top 3 premier series of NASCAR. But I don't think anyone, I mean, other than Suarez, I don't think anyone else has. So I think like drivers like Abraham Calderon, like Ruben Garcia, like Andreas Perez, Max Gutierrez, even Alex D'Alba as well, or even his brother Salvador D'Alba. I think all of them definitely deserve to at least be in the Truck Series or even ARCA Series, I'll be honest, because all those drivers are amazing. So that's really about it for the NASCAR Mexico Series Clash at the Coliseum, but let's now move over now to the Cup Series. And the winner of the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum for the Cup Series is Denny Hamlin. Then we have Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, Joe Logano, Kyle Larson, Alex Bowman, Chase Briscoe, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex Jr., and William Byron ran out top 10. Then Ryan Preece, Bubba Wallace, Jonathan Nemechek, Tyler Reddick, and Ross Chastain ran out of the top 15. Obviously, a lot of drivers failed to qualify, so I'm just going to quickly list them off. That being Josh Williams, Carson Hocevar, Josh Berry, Daniel Suarez, Austin Dillon, Eric Jones, Chris Buescher, Austin Cindric, Daniel Hemrick, Christopher Bell, Kaz Grala, Harrison Burton, and Zane Smith ran out all the drivers who failed to qualify. It's also because the race itself was actually moved because of the floods that was going to come in tomorrow. So they basically have moved the Cup Series and also the before mentioned Mexico Series races a day early, just so it wasn't really conflicted by the floods. So good job, NASCAR. That was good. So let's talk about now the stuff that happened. Let's first talk about Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick, as they actually made contact, even though Bubba Wallace, to be fair to him, obviously got spun out by his own teammate of Tyler Reddick. So it wasn't like, I mean, it wasn't really Reddick's fault though. He got bombed basically out of the way by Alex Bowman. So it wasn't really Reddick's fault, but at the same time, I can understand why Bubba was pretty ticked off about it. But I mean, to be fair, he didn't really sound ticked off about it. But yeah, he was just nowhere to go as well for Ross Chastain as well. So that's pretty unlucky there. But either way, I mean, Wallace, he basically ran out to finish in 12th place, which is still pretty good. Ross Chastain finished 15th, is also pretty decent. So it wasn't really actually too bad for him. I'm pretty sure there's also on board as well for Bubba. And there he goes, spinning out. So pretty unlucky there though for Bubba, but either way, he still survived to finish over there in 12th place. Next up now is Michael McDowell. He actually got spun out by Ross Chastain. Now at first, it kind of looks like it was kind of intentional, but like it did look like McDowell kind of just squeezed Ross Chastain in the backstretch, and then Chastain kind of just retaliated and basically spun McDowell out. Obviously, McDowell, he did not finish inside of the top 15, and also the before mentioned Ross Chastain finishing 15, like I mentioned before, with the Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick situation. But yeah, I mean, it was just unlucky there. It kind of looked like he did. I mean, Chastain did hit the wall there in the backstretch, so that's something to probably maybe look at, but I'm not really too sure though. And then next one is Ty Gibbs basically got spun out by Kyle Larson, got bumped by Bob Wallace. It was just kind of just unlucky there, if I would be honest with Gibbs. I mean, he was running really well. I mean, he led the most laps, 84 laps, so that was a great shot, but it was just really unlucky there for Ty Gibbs. I mean, he was just got screwed over on the restart because of McDowell's spin, and then he kind of just got clobbered and spun out basically. So that's really unlucky there, and that basically showed the light basically for Hamlin to win the race as well. Even though yes, he started from pole position, he kind of would. I mean, he led some laps. He led the second most laps, I mean 58, but still either way, it was kind of just Hamlin, I mean, he was definitely a top 5 car, but I would say Ty Gibbs maybe had the best car, in my opinion, for this race. But however, there was actually really quite a lot of tempers. The first one, I think the big one, was Ty Gibbs versus Joey Logano. This kind of just came out of nowhere, I'll be honest. I wasn't really expecting it, but you could obviously show, well, I should say, you could definitely see how Gibbs has matured over the years, especially, ever since his 2022 Xfinity Series days where he was kind of a bit of a hothead. Now here, he seemed a lot more calm, which is a good sign. But apparently something that happened long track. Pretty sure Gibbs moved, used Logano up a bit, and that's why Logano was pissed off. But I don't really understand why, but I'll be interested about this feud. I'll be interested if this is still going to be a thing throughout the season. I think it's going to be great entertainment, but I'm not really too sure, I'll be honest. It's kind of just all over the place. Well, the next one, though, was Ricky Stenhouse Jr. versus John Hunter Nemechek. This was actually during the break. And for context as well, guys, I was kind of really remember the context of it. I'm guessing Nemechek used Stenhouse out wide, and Stenhouse was a bit pissed off at Nemechek. He actually got out of his car, which apparently no drivers normally do that, and basically went on just to have a conversation with Nemechek, basically saying, "What the hell are you doing?" and other stuff. So that was really that came out really left field. I was not expecting that to happen. I don't think anyone was really expecting it to happen. You can even see the officials literally telling Stenhouse to get out and get back onto his into his car, which is at least that is what he did. At least that is a good sign. But still, really weird situation there between Nemechek and Stenhouse. But yeah, that's short track racing. I mean, it is the smallest track in the schedule, so it makes sense. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter anything because it's not really a point-paying race. So, but whatever. I mean, that's just how racing works. Let's now have a look at the other finishes outside of the top 15. The before mentioned Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finished down in 16th, also having problems as well with Michael McDowell under caution, I'm pretty sure. Corey LaJoie, who was pretty quiet, I'll be honest, throughout this whole race. Ty Gibbs, Michael McDowell, Noah Gragson was also very quiet. Justin Haley had an engine issue. Chase Elliott had steering problems, and Todd Gilliland, who basically caused the first caution after spinning out, had brake issues. So that's really about it for the clash at the Coliseum. And just a reminder that next week's scheduled races will be at Daytona for the start of the Cup, Xfinity, and also the Truck Series, and also the ARCA Menard Series as well. So now I'd like you now guys to like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me, especially on this channel. As you know, the NASCAR season is slowly going to get started. So obviously subscribe if you want to watch some more NASCAR content. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next time in the next one. Goodbye.